It is time that I tell you what I have been up to for the past few months.
So, I mean, with all that we've seen, what should be happening here? What should happen here?
He needed to take himself out of the race for governor, and he needs to leave Congress. And I think what she said on that video should align with everyone. It's not a party problem. It's a certain amount of character integrity. Yeah. If you are going to be a public servant in an elective government, there should be a baseline level of goodness, of character. You're handling money and power. We saw this with Kristi Noem abusing the funds. We're watching people take millions of dollars. If you cannot decide what's good and bad when you hold that kind of power, you shouldn't be in office.
It is time that I tell you what I have been up to for the past few months. In November, I interviewed Congressman Eric Swalwell. I was on a launch call for his gubernatorial campaign, and that was posted to my story. And very quickly, I got messages saying, do not talk to that man. Do not send him your phone number. Do not add him on Snapchat. You just don't want to get involved. And I was like, wow, that's a pretty forceful reaction. That's never happened before. Carrying on, every week, it seemed like I was hearing more and more from people saying, friends of mine who had had encounters with him and interns he had slept with and stuff that had happened years and years ago, stuff that had happened recently. And I started to get really disgusted. I didn't want to do this anymore. I couldn't fathom working in politics in any capacity if this was just something that was this is just how it is. This is how men on the Hill are. And I was like, no, this is not regular cheating. This is not regular weirdness. This is abuse of power. And I refuse to act like it's okay.
Well, yes, yesterday, Eric sent this out. I'm suspending my campaign for governor. To my family, staff, friends, and supporters, I'm deeply sorry for mistake in judgment I have made in my past. I will fight this serious false allegation that have been made, but that is my fight, not a campaign. Elon Musk immediately replied, bro, you should definitely fight those false allegations, especially all the videos of you doing well as with hawkers. You can't be suspending your campaign if this is false allegation. I don't see this to make sense. This guy is going viral on social media just for the wrong reasons.
Things changed really quickly, and it really left Eric Swalwell with no choice in terms of dropping out of the race. I mean, just take a look at the Kalshi prediction markets. Chance that Swalwell wins the California governorship. You go back to the beginning of the month, look at this. It's about 3 and 5. He was the clear favorite at this point to be the next California governor. But by Friday, his chances were already adios amigos, goodbye, basically. He was down to 2%. He saw the writing on the wall. And then, of course, now we're at a 0% chance as he has suspended his campaign. But Eric Swalwell dropped out of this race because, simply put, there was no path forward for him to be the next California governor.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations. I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. Are flat false. They're absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election.
You see, yeah, that's the thing that gets me. Right on the eve of an election, that it looked like Republicans could possibly win, and Swalwell was the front runner, possibly playing a role in a Republican possible victory. But aside from that, we'll come back to that. He's vehemently denying these allegations, but watch this. This is interesting behavior. So it's being reported that that woman is not his wife and that she is or was a sex worker. But if you pay attention, he kind of aggressively grabbed her, initiated and pulled her to him and kissed her. And he looked drunk. He looked out of it. He didn't, basically that video doesn't really support what he is saying. Let's put it like that. Personally, I don't know much about him. I've thought he was an idiot and a slime ball for years, just by the way he talks and acts. More or less like morally bankrupt with minimal good character qualities. But what's interesting about this is the Democrats are coming out and they're canceling him, and it's ruthless and it seems like it's coordinated. And that's the thing that gets me, because if you pay attention, a bunch of Democrats are saying he should drop out of the gubernatorial race, but they're not saying he should drop out of Congress or resign. They were fine with him being in Congress with all this baggage. But the moment that he was running for governor and it was actually likely going to harm Democrats, canceled.
What is actually getting me about this whole story is the fact that Democrats are saying he should drop out and he did that. They are not calling that he should resign in Congress. That is what I don't understand. Because at this point, when you look at all these allegations that have poured in about how many people, we don't even know, because some might still be, hiding somewhere because they don't actually like to, I watched the whole interview where this lady actually put on CNN. I can tell you the truth. You will look at this man like he's an animal. If you watch that whole video, watching Cackling the View, if you understand, they always have their own way of putting these whole stories. I was actually shocked at some point where this lady raised this on.
On Friday, I had my staff initiate the process and file, or start the process to file motions for expulsions for multiple members of Congress, both Democrat and Republican. And I think even though Democrats and Republicans might have ideological differences, I think we should be able to all agree on the basics that maybe if harassing or assaulting or have issues of, or you're stealing funds from FEMA, maybe you should not be in Congress.
What about president? Because he's denying all the allegations, and he's not the only member of Congress facing accusations.
And listen, I think Eric Swalwell and the others who have been accused of also terrible things have every right to fight these allegations and go prove that they're wrong. What they don't have a right to do is do it while they're getting paid with our taxpayer money.
You would think these people would discuss about Eric without involving the president. They will always try all possible means to bring his name in. It's like, I don't know, the obsession is too much. You saw what Whoopi did here. What about the president? It get crazy, right? Now, these people will always struggle to stand up for their own people. But from my observations, Democrats stood their ground to bring down this guy. Maybe they didn't like the guy to run for the governor of California. Taking a look at what this lady said at the end, some of these people should not be receiving salaries. I'm telling you the truth. There are a lot of these people that are doing this at some point. The truth is just not out here. There is something I want to address, and I want to appreciate people that are constantly supporting me. These people are constantly suppressing my channel to a level not seen in a long time. And I don't understand what is actually going on. But that is not a stopping factor. Even a single person is watching me here. I will continue to put out videos every single day. I said it on one of my videos, and I will repeat myself. I don't understand. You post videos, they don't push out. Recommendations are stuck at the same place. So I'm begging you, if any clip you see, just hip, please. And share. Who knows, maybe the channel will bounce back. God bless you abundantly. I don't want to make the video long. I'll be making the clip 8-9 minutes.
What happened? And now Democrats are crucifying him. But they're doing it in a way that they can turn around to the public and say, look, guys, we're moral. We hold our people accountable. No.